the spinning wheel spin. You got no money and you got no home. Spinning wheel all alone.
Good evening and welcome to the AccendoTraders group. This is our video trade plan for Tuesday, April 8th, 2008. AccendoTraders.com, effective trade plans delivered daily. In our video trade plan, you guys know the routine. We're going to look at our watch list, set stops and alerts based upon today's move for our watch list. We'll check our news, economic earnings, upgrades, and downgrades for today and tomorrow. And we'll look at our index, see where we are in our trends, see where we are in our channel. Scan for some new trades, set alerts for those new trades, and as always, we're going to release and have a life. So today in the market, we had the morning boosted by a report that Washington Mutual was going to receive investments from some private equity firms for about a total of $5 billion. So the market definitely started off very bullish in the morning. But around 1 o'clock, the buying pressure faded and the market began to get back much of today's move. And we pretty much went down for the second half of the day, coming back from lunch. However, still the Dow was up 3, the S&P 500 was up 2, and the NASDAQ was down 6. So we had another sideways day, consolidation day. And we'll talk about more about that later. And Microsoft also gave Yahoo 3 weeks to accept their offer before they go to a hostile bid. On the earnings calendar, after the bell today, Alcoa missed estimates by 4 cents. However, they did beat on the revenue numbers, how much money they made. So we'll see if that has any impact on tomorrow's move. Probably not. Upgrade today, we had NVIDIA, which is a coal stock. Target was upgraded to about 170. Novelis was upgraded. Sepulchre, Frontier Oil. And what's interesting about that is that we talked about yesterday that the stocks in the chip sector actually look good for a change above the 50. And it's interesting we got a couple upgrades on some chip stocks. And downgrade was Taylor's and MGM casinos. And we also talked about yesterday about retail being the sector that we're concerned about, possibly going down. And we got a downgrade. And remember, we got some same store numbers coming out this week. Tomorrow, we don't really have a lot. We got Penta home sales tomorrow. And we also have the minutes from the FOMC meeting last month. They'll be released at 2 o'clock. And if there's any word change in there, any vowel change, subject change, that could send the market one way or the other. No real important earnings tomorrow, and we're still looking at the CLF 2-for-1 splits that we've been playing for about a month here. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at our flag list. Today, again, we had a great move up. It's really more evident in the Dow and the SPX. And again, you're going to see that I can move my channel right on over here. Woo-wee. We had a nice move up in the morning, and then notice, where did we stop? We've been talking about this 1250, 1240 range for a couple weeks, and that's where it went and fell back down. Look at the S&P 500. Went up in the morning, went up to this uptrend line. It's the 4.5-year uptrend line, and it also went to the resistance at right around 1400 and fell back down. The NASDAQ, for the most part, was a gap up and a fallback. So it's a little bit different. But the question is, or the point is that we had no real news. We had no news to send us down. So is this the sentiment of the traders saying, okay, we reached the resistance, time to profit take and get our money back? Or is this time... or today's just a fluke, another consolidation day on light volume compared to our day up. You can see we still got some more room to come over here. This is a short-term uptrend line. Also, if you combine that short-term uptrend line with the resistance, we kind of got an ascending wedge going on there. So again, really can't predict which way we're going. Tomorrow, really, if you really look at it, it's probably going to be a down day because we don't have a lot of news. No real catalyst tomorrow, so we could see some more profit taking. Apple, obviously we love Apple, but because of the gap up, definitely looks like it needs to fill the gap, a little more sideways move, so we unflagged it. ACI, ugly, and a lot of volume on this down move, unflagged it. AEM, this we have a bias here that we think gold will rise again, so we're going to keep it flagged. Raise your alert. Probably to today's open. Raise your alert to today's open. We're going to keep it flagged. AMX, we said that if AMX violates volume and the moving average, we would get out of it. Not get out, but we would take the flag off. So that happened. So we unflagged it. APA, the little engine that could, we've been talking about, and now it's finally gone up. But with this gap up, we need to see some retracement in this stock. So we unflagged it. Baidu. Baidu really could go either way. And I really recommend almost a bracket trade on this one. If it gets back down here to the 5 and goes lower, it's probably going to go lower. You can see the resistance at 300, so you can probably put an alert somewhere in the middle of this wick. But it really could go either way. So we're going to keep it flagged, but Baidu really could literally go either way. FCX broke out of our channel and then did not continue on. Really a mad hold pattern here, but again, basic materials were not the kings of the day like we thought they would be. So we'll let this one retrace a little bit more, and we unflagged it. ICE, nice stock. Nice that it actually still kind of had an up day. What concerns me about ICE is, remember, we've got the 200 here. So it's continually not making the 200. And we got some resistance here right above the 200. So I'm unflagging just from the standpoint of, I want to see it do something. It's in our daily list to look at the end of the day anyway, so we'll still look at it. But as far as an alert, we're not going to do anything with it. Sorry about that buzzing noise. That's my cell phone and my speakers. MT, we kept MT flagged just because we thought this was a strong stock. The lighter volume, almost half on this pullback. So let's go with the rising 3 mat hold pattern. Probably put your alert right around $86. Anywhere between $85.50 and $86 for your alert. So we're going to keep that stock. I would go with $86. NLV, great, but as it pulls back, let's see it pull back a little bit more. Good volume on this pullback day, but let's see if it's going to pull back some more before we get in it tomorrow. And again, what we're looking at is, can we get in the stock tomorrow? You have to determine yourself whether or not, if you're already in a stock, whether you want to get out or not. And we're going to have more series on that, but for right now, when we're just talking about what can we do tomorrow. So NYX, we're raising our alert to $70. We got a rising 3 mat hold pattern going on here, so I'm going to raise our alert to $70 above this wick. OIH, great day today. Gap up, retrace. Not liking that wick, so we unflagged it. RIM is probably the only stock that we're going to contradict ourselves. And we're going to keep it flagged for one more day. The NASDAQ never really got going today, minus Apple. Apple had a great day. So we're going to give RIM one more day. Here's 8 RTI. Just an ugly candle, so we unflagged it. Steel Dynamics, gap up, needs to retrace. You can see these small candles. So with this gap up, we're going to unflag it, let it retrace. And finally, STP, we're going to have better solar stocks to play. Not really liking it, so we unflagged this one also. Okay, as we continue our study of the psychology of trading using the book Trading in a Zone by Mark Douglas, we were talking about the shift to mental analysis. And yesterday we said there's a big difference between predicting that something will happen in the market and the reality of actually getting into trades because of that, what you think is going to happen. And he calls that a psychological gap. And this psychological gap can make trading one of the most difficult endeavors you ever choose, and sometimes the most mysterious. Sort of like a day today where the market just pulled back at resistance. And if you don't understand that, it certainly sounds crazy. The big question is, can trading be mastered? And the answer to that is yes. However, in order to do this, you must gain the insight and the understanding of the relationship between the psychology of trading and the nature of trading itself. How you interact with the market, and your understanding of the technicals of the market. If going to the moon represents a consistent trader success, we can see that getting to the moon is possible. The journey is going to be different and difficult for each passenger. We're all going to go through this journey differently. And only a handful of us are actually going to get there. And even though the moon seems so visible and we can reach out and touch it, trading is the same way. It looks easy and it seems simple. And on any given day of the month, any given day of the week, there's plenty of opportunities to make money. But if you don't have that master of controlling your emotions and understanding your technicals and then acting upon those two merged together, you are not going to be a successful trader. Thanks as usual. YouTube, go to AccendoTraders in the podcast section to download the full version.